Okay, go. Now we're ready to go.
Okay.
So this is Earl, for all of you that are going to watch this on the replay, and good friend of mine. And literally, I just told him that when he closed his first deal, I literally cried. And I will put that out there. This will be on the internet forever, and I'm okay with admitting that I cried. So
That's fair enough, because I cried too.
Earl, I would love to hear about your transformation through this process. You know, before Axiom, during, and now that deals are closed. Would love to hear from you.
Yeah. So I did a buy and hold deal about a decade ago.
Yeah.
I actually worked with a mentor and bought no money down, but I bought it out of state. So I was a remote landlord, and I tried to manage it myself, no property manager or anything like that. Long story short, it ended in disaster, and I sold it. Virtually no profit at all. It was more headache than anything else.
Right.
So I stayed away from real estate for about a decade. Then I learned about wholesaling, and through various paths ended up reading Todd's book, which led me to the Kingdom. And started really, that's when I started my wholesaling journey, I think, from there.
Yeah.
I learned a lot in the Kingdom. But as you know, there's a lot of investment-related activities going on and passing through the Kingdom. So it was very difficult to stay focused. And, you know, a lot of the investment opportunities and ideas, they sounded very exciting, very enticing.
Right.
So it was a shiny object syndrome for the first few months until Axiom came out. And I knew that I wanted to do wholesaling. That was why I was looking at real estate again. It was the only real interest at the time for me, because of not having to own the property, not having to take title or anything like that. So when Axiom was announced, I was definitely interested right away. It took me a little while to pull the trigger, just because I do a lot of research and I'm skeptical and careful where I place my money.
Yep.
But it was definitely the right decision. The environment in Axiom is 100% wholesale focused. And because of that, I didn't have to have these blinders on to keep me focused on what I was trying to do. So, and it's delivered in a way that it's really for creating a wholesale business. Right. And you know that, right? It's soup to nuts, beginner all the way up to the full business model, running a business of wholesaling. So just starting out, of course, I got my first deal, but everything that is in Axiom is going to help me to go from where I am to having that full-time business.
Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome. And for those of you that don't know, excuse me, Earl has been like the pillar of consistency and diligence and coachability as well. I mean, through the program, I mean, I think you and I joined about the same time in Axiom, and it was like, Earl has always been on every call, like through the whole thing, like everyone's like, wow, like nothing makes Earl waver. And so when that deal was done, we're like, oh yes, like everybody cheered for him. And like you were saying, like the community is amazing. Like everybody is just like where else can we go where that level of celebration occurs? It's just amazing.
And for sure, in my deal, there were a lot of hurdles I had to go through, and a lot of uncertainty, and those were handled largely because of the support from the Axiom community, right? The leaders and the community providing, you know, you're not the first person to see this kind of reassurance, right? You know, this is expected, it happens, here's how to deal with it, and it helped me stay the course, right? I didn't fear because I had that behind me.
Yeah. Well, like reading your post that you made after the deal closed and seeing like all the major hurdles and points. I mean, I lost count, like how many points there were. And I'm like, but it was so fitting that deal was for your first one, because it just showcases who you are as a person. It was just like, literally nothing stops this dude. So, so
I
you just
subscribe-
closed that what, a month ago? Or I mean, just like
not even a month ago,
like
a couple
two,
weeks
like
ago.
a week or two ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was awesome.
So I so many hurdles through that. I had subscribed to DocuSign as a personal account,
Sure.
and I had to resend out contracts so many times that I exceeded the limit for a personal account, and I had to upgrade to a business account to
Oh
keep
my God.
going.
On this one deal.
Just the one deal.
One
Yeah.
deal.
So, definitely, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, how much was your assignment fee for?
10 grand.
10 grand.
Yeah,
First deal, 5 figures.
It originally was going to be 15 grand,
Wow.
but the buyer and seller couldn't come to an agreement on sales price. They were literally going to drop the deal for three grand. So I ended up dropping it by 3 grand, so it was 12. And then there was other issues that happened, and we had another negotiation period, and so I ended up dropping it 2 more. So it ended up being 10 grand just to get them on the same page.
Yep. Yep.
But 10 grand's better than 0, so why not?
Heck of a lot better than 0.
Yeah.
Well, and now with how because your foundation, the way you've been building your business, like has been so the right way. I mean, the way that Axiom teaches, and like your foundation is solid. So now, like, you're in the black for forever. Like,
Yes.
I mean, your business is now profitable from here on out,
Yes.
which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Whew.
Yep.
Gives me jitters.
And I feel really good about it. I shared this analogy is that I now know the syntax, so making new sentences is going to be a lot easier.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so proud of you, my friend. So proud of you. And I'm excited to see more, because I know more are coming.
Yes.
And I really appreciate your encouragement for everybody else who watches this and your example. So continue what you're doing, and know that that many are looking up to you and your steadfastness. Keep it up, my friend.
Yeah, well, I definitely owe it to Axiom, so I'm grateful.
Well, we're excited to have you. So appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I want to be respectful of your time, so I'll let you go. But thank you again for doing this and sharing your story to benefit others.
Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything I can do to help.
Yeah, sounds great. We'll talk to you soon.